Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you're doing well this morning. I am Jill Coletti, and if you've never watched me before, I am on a mission to help moms and their families get out of the stuck of Groundhog Day to create a life they love and a legacy for those mamas to create that legacy that they truly desire for their kids with their kids. And we do this all with energy, with our energy. So if you are catching this live, say hi. Let me know how you're doing. If you catch it later, comment, let me know how you're doing. If you're catching this on Facebook, and you know how the algorithms can be, right? Make sure you put on the notifications if you're liking the content so you're notified next time I go on. And go on over to YouTube and subscribe to my channel and put on the notifications over there, because you never know. Maybe when we're down, I will go live no matter what, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, on YouTube and Facebook. So today we're going to talk about speaking life. Before I do that, actually, I'm going to pick a card from How to Love Yourself cards from Louise Hay. Thought I would pick a card today. So whether you are watching this live or later, this may be a message that will be helpful for you. I like to use my cards sometimes just to help, connect a little bit to the energy around me, to God, to the universe, and whatever messages that I may need to hear. Sometimes you need to hear them, right? Or basically a message that may be good for us today. So I knocked out the energy, and I like to just sit for a minute, Reiki the cards, and pull one. Let's see. How to love yourself. We could all use a little bit more of that, I think, right? So, I open myself to all good. I open myself to all good. And the other side says, I receive life's gifts with joy and pleasure and gratitude. So again, this is all energy. Everything is energy, right? Everything is. And so I love this card because I open myself to all good. So even on really tough days, right? If we focus on the tough stuff and the not so positive stuff, the not so good, right? We'll end up actually attracting more of that. When we do focus on the good and the gratitude and the joy and the pleasure, we'll actually receive more of that. So I'm loving that card today. So open yourself up to all the good in your life. I'm going to do the same. So with that, that's actually a great lead into speaking life. And what I mean by speaking life is, pouring into yourself and others love, positivity, life, right? And so I would like to give you an example to see how speaking life over others in this example can actually truly shift the energy almost immediately, I have to say, very, very quickly. So I've shared this, if you've heard the story before, bear with me here. I've shared this with quite a few people. quite a few moms, because who does not at times have moments with your children where there's arguing happening, you're getting frustrated. When you respond, your energy is like adding fuel to the fire. Have you ever heard that term or used that term, adding fuel to the fire? So, an example, I had my kiddos were, arguing a little bit. It was like one of those mornings that, everybody just seemed to have woken up on the wrong side of the bed. And I had one child who was upset because I didn't wake them up on time, even though they have their own alarm. So they were all huffy puffy, kind of yelling at me for not doing that. And then I had the other child who was just decided to be kind of nudgy, right? And so there was screaming, they were arguing, they were just like screaming at each other. I was like in the middle. One was in one room, one was in the other, and it was just not positive. And here's the thing, there are moments and there are times, because I am human, we are all human, that we just yell and scream back and tell them just to be quiet, right? And we just react and respond to that. In this instance, I caught myself before I even did that and said, you know what? This is not good for my energy. All of this screaming, all of this energy all over the place. Nothing, nothing good is coming of any of this. So what did I do? I stopped, sat on my bed. Mind you, one of the kids was bouncing on my bed screaming, right? Sat on my bed and just said, I love you guys, but I'm taking a moment. I'm not liking this right now. I'm taking a moment. I'm meditating and I'm just going to relax. So, it may seem too hard to do this, but when you're in practice and when you start a meditation practice, okay, and the more you get into it, the more you're actually able to kind of tune things out. You'll know stuff's happening, but you're able to focus on that meditation. I'll talk more about meditation in a moment. So you're able to focus. So I just sat in my meditation, and when I say speaking life, what I was doing in my mind, in my mind's eye, right? In my mind, not speaking out loud, because sometimes speaking it out loud just kind of gets them a little bit more agitated, right? But in my mind, I'm saying, I love you all very much. We are happy. We are kind to one another. We are filled with joy. Everyone is calm and happy. And I just kept going on and speaking life, positive words, how we desire to live together, ways that, basically like imagining and picturing and visualizing and saying the words over and over and over in my head of how I desired the morning to be going right now, how I desired, for everyone, like basically just imagining, and not even imagining, just putting into life, speaking life into what we would like our house to be right now. Calm, centered, positive, joyful, kindness, all the things. And I just was saying this over and over again in my head, not out loud. I definitely say stuff out loud at moments. In this particular instance, it was not going to it was not going to help. So I just sat in my meditation, repeating these things over in my head. And I'm telling you, within just a few moments, the house calmed down. I felt calm, even just talking about this, I felt calmer. And then the kids stopped screaming and stopped yelling. And we could start our day. It was like an aha moment that I had that said, why am I not doing this all the time? Why am I allowing myself to get sucked in to the not so positive reactions? Like, why am I reacting by either yelling back or, telling people to be quiet or what have you, when I could just take a moment settle in for myself, calm myself and my energy down, and then speak life and pour life over them. Now, I cannot tell you that I'm great about doing it every single time, but more often than not, that's what I'm trying to do. It doesn't always work, but it does at least shift the energy, us, to an extent in this case. And sometimes, like I said, literally moments, the entire house changed. So this is where language, meditation, the words we speak, the affirmations we use, whether we're thinking them, speaking them like verbally out loud, writing them down, um, speaking life. And this is something that you can do. So if you're just having a moment, maybe you don't have kids or your kids are at school and you're just having a moment. Maybe your dogs are acting up or, you're just really overwhelmed or stressed. If you just stop for a moment, calm down, take a few deep breaths, and start speaking life over yourself, how you desire to live your life, how you desire to feel, positive words, life words, love words, speaking life over you, your energy will shift. So I challenge you, the next time that you're feeling overwhelmed or the next time that your children are fighting, take a moment, walk away if you have to, like walk into another room, take a moment to settle down, take a deep breath, and then start speaking life over you, over them, and see how the energy shifts. See what happens and report back to me and let me know how it goes. I'm telling you, this is huge for me when I realized the impact that speaking life over my children and over me can have to our energy, to our life. So I connected this, and earlier I said I connected this with meditation. Um, it definitely takes practice when you first start meditating. If you've never meditated before, the amount of people that will tell me they don't know anything about, they can't meditate, they don't know how to do that, they don't know how to shut off their mind. It's not necessarily about shutting off your mind, right? For me, in this instance the example that I gave you, it was me just settling my body and centering to me to then be able to speak life over them. And when I'm sitting in that meditation, mind you, I've had years of practice, right? But you could get there. When I'm sitting in that meditation, I can hear everything happening, but I can focus into what I'm desiring to accomplish in that, which is speaking life over my children in this particular case. So I say this because whether you are already a meditator or you've never meditated before or you have a hard time, whatever it is, if you're catching this live next week, October 18th to the 22nd, in my Facebook community, which the link is in the description of this video, in my Facebook community, we are doing an Inspired to Meditate series through the week. There'll be some live meditation and some, like inspiration and things to get you going, all the different ways that you can meditate. And basically, just like the title says, inspire you to meditate and how it can actually impact and affect your life and the life of those around you, and even how to meditate with your kids. I'll even share that as well in there. So completely free inside my free community. If you are not catching this live, it will be in the guides section. So hop on into the community, pull it up in the guides section, and it will help you to start a practice, like inspire you to start a practice, or maybe dive into different pieces that may be able to help, different ways to meditate. And also just connect you with some amazing like-minded mamas who are kind of doing the same thing. So speak life over yourself, over your kids, over others. When there is conflict happening, when there is maybe negativity happening or low energy, any of that, right? Speaking life, whether it's actually out loud or in your mind's eye, speaking life over yourself and over others can completely shift that energy to a higher vibration. And don't forget to love yourself and open yourself to all of the good out there. I hope you have a truly amazing day. Please add in the comments what you do when you're speaking life over others. Let me know how that goes, and I will talk with you soon. Have a great day.